2, One Man's Collection. Today, looking at the Formula One Car Collection magazine number 37. So this is the Jacques Laffite, I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing that right. Ligier JS11 from 1979. Not something I would normally go and collect, but having got into this collection, got a whole bunch of Formula One that I basically quite young in the 70s, 79, and would not have recognized this much. Obviously, being an Australian with the 1980 becoming Alan Jones getting the World Championship there, it got a lot more promotion for me to go, oh, there's an Australian as Formula One, and I might have started recognizing it more. But happy to actually get this collection because you do get a lot of cars that I'm not used to or not overly aware of. Do get a dice cast. We'll take a look at that towards the end. It's quite light. I'd say it's quite delicate. Parts inside, maybe a lot of plastic along with the die cast, but we'll take a look anyway. Going to go through the magazine very briefly. If you do want to read the articles, you're going to have to pause the way through the video, but I just want to show you what you get in this particular magazine set. So this one is the season is 1979. Technical focus is of the Ligier, the team, and the circuit on this particular magazine will be the Paul Ricard, famous track not far from the French Riviera, held 14 F1 races between 71 and 90, and they're back on that now, aren't they? I think so. The story of F1, but this particular one is 1986, a second title for Prost. So, Jacques the double. The arrival of the wing car turned F1 upside down. Everyone copied Lotus boss Colin Chapman's idea, but as the season started, Ligier stole a march on Lotus. Jacques Laffite won the first 2 races and was a contender for the overall victory. Very nice. And this is back in 79 when they started putting in the larger wings, I'm guessing. Astonishing start in Argentina. So it's a Ligier Ford with Patrick Delpilia, I'm guessing his teammate, also in the Ligier Ford. And there's a Carlos Reitman in the Lotus Ford. Jean-Pierre J. I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing that. Tyrrell Ford, McLaren Ford, and then there's Jody Scheckter in a Ferrari. Wow, there's a lot of Ford run vehicles. Ligier, Lotus, Tyrrell, McLaren, Arrows, Shadow, Wolf, Williams, all running Fords. Ensign was also running a Ford. And then there's Renault, Brabham's running an Alfa Romeo. And then obviously there's the Ferrari. Fittipaldi was running a Ford as well. For that's the team car. Wow. Ford definitely was the engine to have then, wasn't it? Where have they gone now in F1? Not at all. Although, are they coming into Red Bull? Can't remember. Ligier, Jacques Fittipaldi's unexpected undertaking. At the end of the 75 season, Emerson Fittipaldi surprised the motor racing world by announcing that he intended to leave McLaren and take the wheel of a car that was 100% Brazilian. It had been created in a consortium which, in addition to 2-time world champion himself, also included his brother Wilson and a prominent public food company, Cooper Sukar. Emerson's arrival was supposed to be revived with the company's fortunes after the difficult 1975 campaign. In fact, the entire venture turned out to be rather complicated. Fittipaldi, the team, were never a major force in Formula One. There you go. If you want to read a lot of the other stuff, like I say in all my videos, hit pause. I'm not going to read everything in full. Nelson Piquet made his World Championship debut in 1978, driving a private McLaren. He was then called up to Bernie Eccleston's Brabham team in 1979. Piquet increasingly convincing drives were a marked contrast in the decline of the illustrious teammate Niki Lauda, while the Brazilian spread his wings and was scoring significant finishes, the Austrian ace left the British team before his time. Lauda cited the lack of motivation after 2 difficult seasons at the wheel of Brabham with its Alfa Romeo engine. Ligier JS11, we've got to pull out here. Ring longitudinal Ford Cosworth DFV 90 degree V8. The Ford Cosworth, that was a UK outfit, wasn't it? I believe it was. Or still is. Very good. Pride of France. Before Renault, another French team graced Formula One. Founded by Formula driver Guy Ligier, the team were a prominent fixture in the Grand Prix stage for 20 years, winning 9 Grand Prix races thanks to Jacques Laffite, that's how I'm going to pronounce it now, and Patrick Delapierre, Didier Pironi, and Oliver Panis. That's from the car, Oliver Panis. He made those Panis cars, didn't he? Panis? Yeah, I don't know. I'm waffling on now. The circuit in this one is the Paul Ricard, 3.813 metres, so 3.8 kilometres. Maximum speed over 300 kilometres an hour, average speed of 205, and average time of 1 minute and 6. This is way back in the day. I'm sure this is the one that they've redone, the Paul Ricard, and now has a lot of runoff tarmac and all those stripes and colours that you see in the latest Formula Ones. The story of Formula One so far, okay, the second title for Prost. Explosive outcome in Australia. A burst tie in the final race of the season deprived Nigel Mansell of a deserved title. Fortune gave the prize to Alain Prost, who made the most of the rivalry between the Briton and his teammate Nelson Piquet. I think Nigel Mansell was one of the best drivers that ever was in Formula One, but that's my opinion. He did really well. Obviously, Ayrton Senna probably also up there, but just didn't get to hang around long enough, unfortunately, to prove it. Williams Honda won the 86 championship. McLaren tag Porsche 96 points on second, and Lotus Renault third, 58 points. Oh well, those are the days. All right, excuse me. Next one is James Hunt 1975 Hesketh 308B, followed by the Ferrari 375 Indy from Alberto Ascari 1952. So really old Formula One car there. I'll have a look at those in next week's, but we'll take a closer look at this particular car. Looks pretty cool. I like how simplistic it is with the advertising they had on these, but I think that was a rule back in those days. I will put this on the turntable so you can have a closer look as well. We do have blue seat belts in there, so if I can get the lights in there properly. It's actually very difficult without getting a... There we go. We don't have anything else down inside. That's not going to stay there, is it? No. There's no pedals or anything like that. Wouldn't expect there to be. Not in this scale. Our engine is... Looks like one head is offset to the other. I don't know if that's on purpose. Yeah. And the rear end. The wing supports. Comes in pretty good. It's all black down here though for the engine. Let's have a look. So not painted on this particular model. Now I don't know if that's because that's how it actually came, but in some of these models, all of the extractors and exhaust pipes are of a different color. Not in this particular model. The only thing we have is that one red dot brake light there. And the exhaust pipe coming out the top there. Still, I'm going to put this on the turntable so you can have a closer look without my hands being in the way. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. If I missed anything or you know any other detail there, if I'm right or wrong with my comments about the current Formula One, by all means put a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Wait for the turntable. Cheers. Bye.